Now we got 2.5 weeks until the EOG. So getting here pretty quickly. For today at the beginning class, one of the things we're going to look at is just comparing some numbers. So we've got Al, Bob, Cindy, and Doug all walking to get to school. We want to know who walks the shortest distance. What you need to do, or what you want to do is compare these, and when you're comparing these, it's easiest if they're all the same thing. So you can see Al is a decimal, Bob and Doug are fractions, Cindy's a percentage. The easiest thing to change these into is decimals. All right, decimals are going to be a little easier to compare. So Al, we already said Al is good. So Al, 6.7. For the next one, Bob, we got a fraction. What do you want to do for Bob? To change a fraction to a decimal. Anybody remember what to do? No. Numerator divided by denominator. So your numerator on the inside, denominator on the outside. I don't know why I did that, but it doesn't go into 3. We put a decimal, add zeros, right? How many times 4 go into 30? 7. 7 times 4 is 28. Get 2, bring down another 0. How many times 4 go into 20? 5. No remainder, so that's where we stop. Bob is 0.75. So already, Bob is going to be farther than Al, okay? So if we look at Cindy, Cindy is 72% of a mile. A percent is that number out of 100, right? So we could do the division. There's a couple other ways you can do this. 72 over 100. What's another way that could be said? How can I say that fraction? Adrian? 72 hundredths, right? Hundredths. That's place value, isn't it? 72 hundredths would look like that. You could also just take the decimal or the percentage. It would have a decimal there. If you move it 2 spots to the left, that'll give you a percentage as a decimal, okay? So that one was Cindy. Last one, there we got Doug. Doug is 2/3. So again, we're dividing. 3 doesn't go into 2, add a decimal and a 0. How many times 3 go into 20? 6. Bring down to 0. How many times 3 go into 20? How many times 3 go into 20? Do we see how this is going? Right? Hopefully, even by that first time when you get 20 again, you can see it's going to keep repeating, right? So the 6s are going to keep going. So which one's the lowest? Doug is the lowest, all right? When we look, what we are looking for or looking at are place values, okay? So for Al, all of these are 0 point something. So Al, we got 0.6, we got 0.7 for Bob, 0.7 for Cindy, we got 0.6 for Doug. So just right there, it's between Al and Doug. You work your way left to right. We got 7, We got a 6. That makes Doug the shortest distance. Okay? Everybody kind of follow? Any questions on that? Go ahead and give this a try then. Put those in order from least to greatest. Since all 4 of those numbers are 2 something, the whole number part of it doesn't really matter. You're really just looking at the decimal or the fraction part of it. Your answer choices for something like this would list them as they are to start with. All right, who thinks they got it? Ben? .08. That what you said? All right, 2.08, obviously 2.08, 2.48, 2.48. 2 6/10. How is that as a decimal? 2.6, 2 4/5, 2.8. Okay? Anybody got any questions and need to see that worked out a little more? No? All right, here's another thing. Sometimes with problems like this, they'll assign numbers. And this is how this could work for something where you have to type in the numbers. Okay? So one of those like grid response ones where you have to type it in. If you have to put it in order from least to greatest, all right, he said 2.08 was first, right? So that's 4. Then 2.48, that's the 1. The 6/10, and the 4/5. So that's how you would type in an answer like that. Everybody kind of follow? Every so often they'll have a problem like that where it's like put them in order from least to greatest and they'll be assigned like a number value and you have to put the number in as the answer. Okay? Just another weird way of doing something.